Welcome to the studio, developers. Today, let's learn about prompt engineering. You know, if you spend any time at all reading about artificial intelligence online, you have undoubtedly been completely bombarded with guides, cheat sheets, and these supposed hacks on how to talk to AI. It can feel incredibly confusing and, honestly, super overhyped, right? Everyone out there is trying to sell you the ultimate secret to getting the perfect output. But today, in this explainer, we're going to strip all of that noise away. We're going to dive into why prompt engineering is actually one of the most misunderstood skills in the entire tech landscape, and more importantly, how you can master it by simply changing your perspective.
So the crucial point we really need to start with is this absolutely brilliant summary. Prompt engineering is structured thinking, not sorcery. It's not magic. The ultimate goal is actually quite simple. You just need to communicate your intent so clearly, logically, and precisely that the AI absolutely cannot misunderstand you. When you shift your mindset from, casting spells to just clear communication, everything about working with AI instantly becomes way more intuitive.
Our source material today makes a pretty bold, but honestly very accurate claim. Half the advice you read online about prompting is just completely wrong. It's sending people down these massive rabbit holes, looking for shortcuts that literally don't exist. So we're going to use this to debunk 4 major myths surrounding prompt engineering, and then we'll show you the actual truths of what truly matters when you sit down to interact with an AI.
Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for today. We'll cover 1. Structured thinking, not sorcery. 2. The magic words myth. 3. The longer is better myth. 4. The tech skills myth. 5. The perfect prompt myth. And 6. Practical rules for prompting. We'll be methodically tearing down these prevalent misconceptions and replacing them with practical truths.
Moving right into Section 1, Structured Thinking, Not Sorcery. Let's start by firmly defining what prompt engineering really is at its core.
It is officially time to completely reframe this skill. So many people treat AI like a mystical oracle, right? Like if you just chant the right incantation, it's going to give you pure gold. But that's simply not true. Prompt engineering is all about giving good, structured instructions. Think of the AI as a highly capable but very literal intern. If you give an intern vague instructions, you're going to get a really confusing result back. But if you give them structured, clear, and organized communication, you get exactly what you asked for.
Up next is Section 2, the magic words myth. Let's look at our first big misconception and why people believe they need secret phrases to succeed.
This is perhaps the absolute most common trap out there. Myth 1 dictates that you need magic words, stuff like act as an expert or ignore all previous instructions, to somehow force the AI into giving a good answer. But the direct counter to this myth is a very simple truth. Clarity beats cleverness, every single time. You don't need tricks. The more specific and contextual your prompt is, the better your output will be. You don't need to try and outsmart the machine. You just need to be clear with it.
A clear, specific approach will consistently win out over a vague prompt that's just trying to rely on clever tricks. Imagine you type a vague prompt like, write a good blog post about AI that will go viral. Well, that relies on subjective words like good and viral without giving any real direction. But compare that to a clear, specific prompt. Write a 500-word introductory blog post explaining machine learning to high school students using everyday examples like streaming algorithms. See the difference? That second one gives the AI exact boundaries, context, and a clear target audience. It wins every single time.
Moving to Section 3, the longer is better myth. Let's see how the temptation to over-explain can actually backfire on you.
It is incredibly common to think that more words automatically equal better results. We have all seen those massive prompt templates online that are literally 3 pages long, filled with all these intricate commands. But the truth is entirely about relevance, not length. AI models can completely lose the plot if you flood them with noise. Relevant detail is the key here. A short, focused prompt with clear intent will consistently beat a massive, messy wall of irrelevant context. For example, if you want an email summarized, pasting in your company's entire 10-year history, your personal philosophy on team communication, and a long-winded explanation of your day before finally asking for the summary, it's just going to confuse the AI. A simple 10-word prompt like, summarize the action items in this email for my manager, provides pure, unadulterated intent. It tells the AI exactly what is relevant.
Section 4, the tech skills myth. Now let's dismantle the intimidation factor that keeps a lot of non-technical people away from effectively using AI.
Myth 3 assumes you need to be a programmer who thinks in Python or C++ to be a good prompt engineer. So the absolute crucial point we want to make here is that you do not need to be a hardcore developer.
Truth 3 reveals that prompting is essentially just communication design. It's the art of structuring language to achieve a specific outcome. You are designing a message to be understood by a specific receiver, which, in this case, just happens to be a large language model.
Think about it. If you already practice everyday communication skills like writing a really clear, unambiguous email to a colleague, or giving step-by-step task instructions to a new hire, or calmly explaining a problem to customer support, you already have the core competency needed. You don't need to go out and learn a whole new coding language. You just have to apply the communication skills you've been honing your entire life directly to an AI.
Which brings us to Section 5, the perfect prompt myth. For our final myth, we're going to tackle the completely unrealistic expectation of finding a single, flawless prompt.
The idea of searching for one perfect, golden prompt is a total trap. People tend to think if they just find the right template, they never have to think about it ever again. But Truth 4 explains that the absolute best results come from treating the whole process as an ongoing dialogue. Prompting is highly iterative. It's a back-and-forth process, very much like working with a human collaborator on a project.
Here is exactly how you should approach this workflow. You start with a rough prompt, see what the AI generates, and then you refine. You test the new output. If it's too formal, you adjust and say, hey, make it more casual. If it missed a key detail, you say, actually, add a section about X. You continuously improve it by adding constraints, examples, or corrections. You are actively steering the AI step by step toward the perfect result.
Finally, Section 6, Practical Rules for Prompting. Let's wrap all these powerful truths up into actionable steps you can start using right now. By following these 4 practical rules, you are officially replacing the illusion of secret formulas with the true power of clear intent. First, aim for clarity and specificity. Know exactly what you want before you type it. Second, ruthlessly edit your prompts to include only relevant details. Please don't distract the AI. Third, treat the AI like a partner in a conversation, not just a static search engine. And finally, be willing to iterate and refine. Don't ever settle for the first draft. Steer it to perfection.
As a quick practice exercise before you go, I want you to pick a task you do regularly with AI, maybe drafting a weekly email or summarizing meeting notes, and rewrite your usual prompt applying these new truths. Focus on clarity, drop those magic words, and treat it like a structured conversation. I guarantee you are going to see a massive difference in the quality of your results. Remember, prompt engineering is ultimately about clear intent. So what everyday prompt will you rewrite today using structured thinking instead of sorcery? If you enjoyed the video and learned something new today, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button along with the bell icon.